So, Anna Forschner, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. This is a very special occasion for me and for the show because you are our first female designer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for being here. It's great. Yeah.
You are German, obviously, or not necessarily, obviously, but you whereabouts in Germany are you from?
I come from Stuttgart,
yeah,
but suburbs of Stuttgart.
Okay.
So outside of Stuttgart.
And have you been surrounded by cars your whole life? Is it something you've always been into?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the area that has this, like there's Porsche, Mercedes, like it's everywhere, and all my neighbors and family and everybody, they are working for Mercedes. I mean, that's just something that is in this area.
And are your family car people? Is your dad a car guy? Or?
No, my close family not. They are doing something different. My dad is he's a very artistic person, so I guess that's where I got the talent from. But in general, I'm coming from a super normal family, like not very like. Super genius or like designer's family or something. That's just normal.
What sort of art does he do?
Well, he's having a normal job, but he's into music.
Yeah.
So he's playing the piano, and he was playing in a lot of bands, and so he's also drawing a lot, and so that's where I saw it when I was young, and that's I guess that's what he gave me, or that I got as a gift, right?
Yeah, sure. Did you guys draw together when you were a kid?
Yeah,
yeah,
we did. Yeah, but even if you don't, it's like when you have this talent and you get pencils wherever you are, you start sketching. It's just something that comes naturally. I mean, it's nobody tells you, "Oh, we're going to do that now." You just do it by yourself, right?
Right. And your mom, is she creative at all?
I wouldn't say so, no. She's in the medicine area, and so.
Cool. And what was his reaction when you said, I want to be a car designer?
Oh, yeah, I mean, exciting. Exciting. It's a car design is like a very, very specific thing, and people know about it, but it's kind of like so far away. You don't know how to do it, but you know some names like Chris Bangle and like all these famous car designers. But so he was also excited because he was obviously happy that I make something from the talent that I got, and that is, in the past it was. When he grew up, when he was a young boy, it was not so clear that you could do something artistic as a job, because his parents would say you have to earn money, and you cannot be a graphic designer or an industrial designer, and it wasn't the time where these jobs necessarily existed as well.
Yeah.
So he was actually happy that I could go into this field. And nobody would say, no, you shouldn't do it because you have to be an engineer or you have to like make money and all that traditional kind of view on things.
Yeah. When did you come to this realization that car design is a thing and that's what I wanted to do?
I guess that was around when I was like 17, 18, something like this. Yeah, because I knew from the beginning I have to do design. That was for sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at school, I was not so good in all the other subjects.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I was always drawing, and that was for me clear that I go into design at some point. And then I was thinking, okay, what do I want to do? Like architecture, graphic design, or what? And I was really always fascinated about cars. I loved them. I was surrounded by them everywhere, and it's like something I see every day. And I loved them. And then I was digging into industrial design, because then I thought, okay, with industrial design, you can go into the car industry, until I found out there is actually a study, a course where you can learn transportation design. And so that was in Pforzheim, where I studied. And then I applied. I was drawing a lot to get there, because obviously the expectations are quite high. And when you're at school, you don't, the drawings that you make at school are maybe not on the level that you need when you want to apply there. So I was preparing for applying. I was sketching in I was doing some courses, sketching courses as well, and
like life drawing and that sort of thing.
Yeah, this kind of thing, exactly. And so it took me, I guess, half a year after school to really prepare sketch skills and like work for also what the school needs, because all the schools are different. Some really like really rendering style, and so I was really digging into that school as well to find out what is necessary for a designer to start, and then I just applied.
Did you know anybody, any designers or anything that could give you any information about it at all?
No, I just found it out myself. Via internet, and then I went to the school and just I walked into the place and just met some students there. I didn't know anybody before, but I knew that they were sitting there and sketching, so I might as well go and ask them directly what they think, if my sketches are good or not, or if I can do it. And
so you just showed up at the university with your sketches, and you went up to people and were like, wow.
And it was amazing, because they were like so helpful, and they were so talking with me about what I can do better and what I can what is good. And so it was funny, because I met some guys there, and then they say, hey, why don't you come? Like, we can, you can come every week, and then we show you what you can do better. And I was sketching with them on the kitchen table. And it was really, I think, that was the point where I then also, felt a little bit of this atmosphere. They were living together in like one flat, and like three guys, one was doing industrial design and two were doing transportation design. And so I got this, spirit a little bit. And they took me to the sketching sessions at the school and stuff.
Really?
And it was great, right?
That's
awesome, they were so nice, because we didn't know each other, and they were just like, you should really do it and try it, and that was great. So they helped me a lot, and I was doing this portfolio then together, like put some drawings in and stuff, and this is how it went. Yeah,
that's insane. I mean, did they obviously advise you on like what sort of things you should be putting in your portfolio, but people don't always get that right. I know there's a couple of guys that I met that are super talented, and they ended up going to a different school, or they didn't get in first time, but they ended up becoming designers, and they got on really well in the business. And but they said, like, that I just could not get into Pforzheim at all. And one of the guys had been, he basically learned how to sketch cars at quite a young age. He won like competitions and everything, but he could not. He tried, like, I think at least twice or maybe three times. Do you think there's a thinking that maybe they want to mold you into a certain way? Like, it might be that we don't necessarily want to see just cars. We want to see life drawings or maybe architectural stuff.
I don't know. I always felt it's more the thing that they want to see what kind of personality you are. Yeah. And I don't know if you just render a car, or if you just do a car sketch that you have like maybe copied from somebody else, or just saw in the internet. I don't know if this is like 100% of if this is showing complete you. This is what I always felt is the school is also looking into the artistic sketches, and because art opens more possibilities of expressing yourself.
Yeah.
And the portfolios that I saw that were successful, and that I still see that are successful, they are just showing how much is in your mind, yeah, and how diverse is the view on things in your head. Yeah, this is. I think they're looking for personalities more than you have the perfect car drawing inside. Right. Yeah, because drawing cars, you can learn. Yeah, it's not. But if you don't have the talent, and if you don't have the ideations, and if you don't know how to express yourself, or if you don't have no like vision, then doesn't help. Yeah. So the basic artistic idea needs to be there. Yeah.
Is there anything that you might have learned at school that you think could have helped shape that, or do you think it's an environment? You learned anything from your environment, maybe growing up in Stuttgart at all, or
this? I don't know.
It's a hard thing to say.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to say. I don't know.
So you got. Did you get in first time?
Yeah.
Straight out of school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, I was surprised myself.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was hard, and it was spectacular when they told me that I can start, because you also have to do this. It's not only portfolio; you have to do like live drawing there. You go there, and
it's like a sketch interview, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this you also have to pass, and so it's like two like barriers to go over, and so yes, but I was successful there, and that was great. So I then started like after school. I think it was 1 year after school, and
cool as a cucumber, straight in. Awesome. And your time at Pforzheim, was that an enjoyable experience?
Yeah, I mean, it was enjoyable in a way that I really learned a lot.
Okay.
And I find it amazing how a school can shape your skills. Not only sketching skills, but also how to see things in 3D, how to make concepts, how to start from scratch with ideas, concepts, and how to bring your ideas onto paper and then bring it into 3D in Alias and in clay. And we learned exterior design and interior design. And it was like a whole lot of education. Yeah. And I think, I mean, after I studied 4 years, I did 2 internships. After that, I felt, wow, that was a lot of education I got there. And that is amazing. That's amazing. But the downside of that, obviously, is that you don't have the student life with like hanging out the whole time and not doing anything. Like half a year passed by and you've been not doing too much because it's kind of like private school and you're working a lot all the time. Also at the weekends, it's the days when you haven't worked, I felt it was uncomfortable.
You have to really make a lot of sacrifices. Yeah.
So like there's not like 3 weeks where you don't do anything and your hobbies go down for sure because you have no time. It's so many projects and it's so much work, and so this is that's how it is.
Do you think that did you learn the most from the people that you were around, that you were surrounded with, or was it from the institution itself?
I think it's both. I mean, the institution itself doesn't really teach you how to, how to design the perfect car.
Okay.
And the teachers also not in detail give you, they don't tell you how to render a car, like this.
So where is it that you learn that?
You do it. You just try it.
You just do it.
Yeah, and then you sit together with the other students as well, and that's a big thing at Pforzheim, probably at all schools, schools that are like art center or everywhere, that you're kind of this community, and then you push yourself. There's always competition in each project, and then you get better and better, and you look at what is out in the internet, and then you want to try it, and that's.
Are they? So they're not showing you this is how you render a car at all. No. Wow.
It just happens because, I mean, from the first semesters, you also, most of the time, you don't right away start with, okay, you have to design the next, 8 series or something. It's not how it works. They start with a bit more independent projects where you maybe have to design a chair or something, just like, or something crazy, like a crazy concept. It's like short projects. And then you start going, like, it's a playful way of going into sketching and rendering and stuff. And then you see, oh, this is a cool rendering from the other, and you wanna also try. And then you get markers, and then you start with Photoshop and stuff, and you try it out yourself.
Okay. Do you think that the universities should, I mean, in general, be helping students more with the craft of it, the actual skills? Like, no?
No, I actually don't think so, because I see that there's a lot of different styles coming out of the school, and different schools as well. If you teach somebody how to do it, then you want this person to do it exactly how you want it to do.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think you get a bigger variety of different designers or skills out of it if you develop your skill yourself.
But even at a more primitive level, like if you want to show like how reflection would be illustrated on a sphere or something like that.
Yeah,
okay.
This they do. But it's I mean, when I was studying, it's like 15 years ago.
What? When did you?
When I was studying, when I was 20, yeah.
You studied, so you were there 2005?
I started 2005. I graduated 2009.
Oh, wow. Okay. Same as me. But we've had a very different career trajectory. So, that's amazing.
And I mean, 15 years ago, I don't know how it is exactly now, but in these days, you had, in industrial design, you had lessons how you have to draw a chrome ball, for example.
Okay.
Or what is glass, making glass, and what is, if you want to have something matte, how you draw this.
Okay.
This you learn.
Okay. All right. And what about 3D stuff? Was that's generally pretty good as well, right? What they taught you. I mean, alias wise, for example, did you learn much alias at school?
Yeah, I learned it. We had one semester, but I mean, I felt it was not enough time to learn it properly, because I actually, to be honest, I hated that program.
Yeah.
In 4 months, we had to come up with a concept to a given topic. You have to draw, find a design for it, and learn alias, and make a proper, make it nice, and a rendering. So basically, you have to learn it in these 4 months, and then do all the stuff that you have to do as well. And I think, I mean, at that time, I didn't understand alias really well, which you have to make it work for you. And so for me, it was so complicated to learn it, and we learn it and we get educated there, but it's quite a short time. And I think alias is much more. There's so much possible. And I felt like we were rushing through the program. Okay.
It's very unintuitive, isn't it? It's not like you can't just, I mean, maybe some people can, but most normal people can't just sit down and go like, oh, I'm going to try this and start making something, you know?
You have to know how to cut corners and stuff, because when you have this open hole somewhere, it's really difficult to close. And I was like going mad because I couldn't do it with clay, for example. you find always a way because there's material.
Yes.
But in Alias, it's more difficult.
Okay.
And it took me quite a time. And then also when I was a professional, and then I looking how professional modelers are using Alias, that taught me the most, because I then understood, right, you have to build the surface like this, and then it's like so simple.
Yeah.
But this kind of thing I didn't understand in 2 months.
Well, no, for sure not. I mean, it takes a long time, and not just the program, but to really understand form as well, which of course, like Clay's amazing at that. I mean, that's where I think you really start to learn how surfaces work, how intersections work. And did you enjoy that process at all?
I liked to work with clay, yeah. But in the end, it's like these modeling tools. They were great to learn also what you have to prepare to deliver for a modeler that then can build what you want. That's really good. If you do it yourself, then you know, right? You might have prepared that sketch better, and it's like two different things for sure. Clay and Alias is completely different, but it's good to do it yourself to know how it works.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think that was the idea as well. You know, it's not about becoming the best Alias modeler or becoming the clay modeler. It's more of, okay, look, I mean, there's your fantastic sketch, but this is the media you have to put it in now. So you might as well try it yourself before you give it to somebody.
Are there any really useful tools that they might have given you or showed you to take to translate sketches into 3D volumes?
At that time, not really. Yeah.
I mean, what were the methods for trying to teach you that? Was it just a case of like, okay, you've got the sketch, there's some clay, try and work out how to capture that feeling in the volume? Yeah.
So we did a final proposal, and then we did like side views, rear views, front views, so that we can bring it in a quite
like an orthographic almost. Okay.
So I mean, it was not like you have a fancy sketch and then you have a bit of clay here and then you try to shape something. Okay, we were trying to really make it like a tape drawings from all the views, and then
you are an exterior designer. Did you decide at university already that you wanted to do exteriors?
Yeah, I think, I mean, I always wanted to. And then after the exterior semester, I had the chance to also do my internships in exterior design. I was at Mazda and I was at BMW. Okay. And I remember in the internship in Mazda, I was also doing interiors. Yeah. But somehow they offered me to do an exterior clay model there as well, and then my internship project then was focused on exterior, and I had then some interior drawings as well, like interior concept as well. And then at BMW, I was mainly doing exteriors.
But you were definitely like certain that that's what you wanted to do. Yeah. Wow, that's cool. Mm-hmm. And so you did those two internships. Was it quite was it difficult to get on those two internships? Did you feel like a certain pressure?
Yeah, it was difficult. I mean, I was applying for BMW. I was applying for loads of companies, but at BMW there was at the time there was somebody already doing internships, so they asked me if I want to come later, and I felt it's difficult to get into BMW. But it was the biggest dream, of me. I really wanted to join BMW, and then this internship at Mazda, that was a dream as well, because I had the chance to go to California, which was exciting when you're 21, or what was it, 21, I think. Go to America, right, for half a year with nobody else.
In the sun.
In the sun, and this like Californian studios, they have this like super cool vibe as well, where you want to be part of and stuff. And Mazda was a brand at the time, 2007, I think was that.
They did those cool, like
mega
Taiki,
cool show cars.
Yeah.
There was like this aerodynamic show car.
Yes.
And when I was there, I just applied, you know, I don't know anybody there. I just applied and they offered me the internship. So I went there, and at the time when I was there, they were just they were building this show car for I don't know if you know.
Furai, yeah. Was it like a gunmetal grey color? Was it? Yeah,
and with red inside as well.
Yes.
And they were building it in the studio. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was saying there with like all the pieces everywhere, and I thought, fuck, is that really? Am I here? Is that happening? Am I like part of this experience? Is this like? I'm really here when this car is getting born. Yeah? And then they assembled it. And I also had the chance to sit in it and like in the courtyard there to see it before it was in the press and everywhere. So that was super exciting, really. And the people at Mazda also nice, super nice. It was cool.
Who was the design chief there at the time?
Franz von Holzhausen was there.
Ah, okay. And was it good? Was it nice working under him? Or?
Yeah, it was super nice. I mean, he was very busy, and I didn't have so much contact to him. Okay. But it was mega nice, and
Those cars were like, I remember because I also finished in 2009, and I when those cars, Mazda was like one of the really cool things they were doing really cool show cars.
At the time that was
that, and then the I don't know how you pronounce it, the Taiki or Taiki, I don't know. It's just this
silver.
Like the silver car,
just arrow wheels in the rear.
That thing was just mega.
That was that time where all these show cars came out also from Citroën as well.
Yeah,
they're doing these crazy show cars.
Yeah. The GT concept.
Yes, and this is Air Lounge, or what it was called. There was one with like all these colors in the interior.
Yes. Yeah.
They did so many cool things. But there was this time like the show car time.
It was a show car time, right? Yeah, because I think like years later, things started to become more literal. You know, it would be like, okay, the production car will be developed in-house, and then they would say, okay, cool, let's take that, cheat the package by 10%, make it a little bit more sexy, add on a couple of funky details. Yeah. And then when the production car comes out, there isn't this big surprise, you know, which I guess from a business standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. But I don't know. I think maybe it was being young and inexperienced that it felt really magic to see those things.
Yeah, totally. That was amazing when you're a student as well. It's like, wow, so many forms and exploration, and that was great. Yeah.
Did you was there a big difference in working culture in the States compared to Germany?
Yeah, it was, but I think that's more the nature of a satellite studio compared to headquarters.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you have experienced it as well, but headquarters are obviously there's much more competence of all different kind of people, and it's a bit less loose. In Mazda, it was really there were projects coming in, and but you could also do a lot of stuff on the side, which are not necessarily important for production cars. This production car experience, I didn't feel so much at Mazda, but there were other great things. Yeah, you had. You could explore free projects and send it over and stuff. That was great. And at BMW, it was so many people there. Of course, there's like only the modeling department is so huge. There's so many people for everything. There's a person, and this is completely different. There's production cars standing everywhere, and the things you learn are different in a satellite studio and in headquarters.
One thing that I'm still not, I'm a little bit confused on California. Like we've all got this picture of it, that it's like super laid back, surfer lifestyle, take it easy and just enjoy the sun sort of vibe. And I think for some parts that's true, but there's also a working culture that it's not uncommon to be working weekends as well, right? Like you have, there's this insane work ethic. Like if things need to get done, people need to come in all the time, all day, every day, sort of thing. Is that something that you experienced at all over there? Or?
No, I didn't experience that. First of all, I was only interning. I mean, only interning. Yeah. I didn't like do major important projects, and then I also didn't have to come in at the weekend. Friday was the last day, and I had normal work hours.
Oh, cool. Okay. Wow, it sounds like quite a special experience.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
So then after that, you go back to university, or you go back to finish off your final semester, or
I had interior semester when I then got back, and after that there was then the thesis semester. Yeah, so I had half a year, and then year at the company, and then I was finished.
And then you have your degree show, and is that where you end up getting a job, or?
I mean, that's often how it works. Yeah, when you show your final project, then industry comes by, and then you talk to the guys, and if there's jobs available, they offer it to you, or they take your portfolio. That's in the degree show. That's really great. But I mean, for me, it was cool because I was able to do my thesis also with BMW, and then. It was like, pretty, or for me, it was clear that I could at one point start there. I mean, it was not the best year because it was 2009, crisis everywhere. And so I also applied for other companies because you never knew what's going on. But then I had the chance to start with BMW right like 1 month after I graduated, and that was like mega cool.
I just need to ask you about your model, because that thing was insane. Mm-hmm. The one with all the flaps on it. Mm-hmm. How did you make that?
You mean physically?
Well, okay, digitally, how did you make that?
No, I actually built it, yeah. I just built it, yeah. I mean, I came up with the concept. It was the first thing because it's quite conceptual, but most of the time was spent with how to visualize it or how to build it. And so I was thinking, okay, what kind of tool am I going to use? Will I use? How can I build all these flaps? I mean, is it like, are they all separate or are they all in one kind of thing? And so I then started to dig in how I would like it to look. And then I like cut it out, each piece, and I built like a wire structure underneath. Then we painted it at BMW. I could paint it then as well, but it was taking a lot of time to build it. But everything, like every wire, is bent by myself. Like,
how was it? What was it finished with? Was it finished with fiberglass or?
No, so basically, I don't know exactly the English words for it, but it was a mold that I have built in Alias, like a super simple one, and then I put this plastic material over it, and you soak the air. It's like vacuum.
Yeah, vacuum forming.
Vacuum forming, yeah, yes, and then exactly, and then it got the plastic got this form. Yeah. And from there, I cut it out, the shapes, so that when they are all closed, they are not flat.
Okay.
So they are already having a little bit of a shape. And then there was like, each piece was twice for each side.
Yeah.
And then these plastic pieces were then sanded and painted, like chrome from one side, from the outside, and red from the inside. And then they were stick on wires and hinges so that they can move.
Yeah. Cool. Well, what is the project called?
Lobos.
What?
Lobos.
Lobos?
No, Lobos with a V.
Lobos? Yeah. Lobos? Yeah. What does it mean?
That was like, I don't know, I found this name that was like kind of a expression for a simple lifestyle. And I mean, the idea was to have one recurring piece instead of having a bumper and a door and a side frame that has to be done in a factory. I wanted to have just one piece that you have to just stamp, always the same piece.
Okay.
And then this is like a super easy way of producing a car.
Wow.
That was the idea. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. How many girls were in your semester at university?
Actually, when I started, we were 4 students, and we were 2 girls and 2 guys.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was quite even.
Yeah. She was coming from China.
Yeah.
And we started together, but then when our internship started, we kind of like I did 2 internships, some did 3 internships, and some were maybe doing the interior semester already before. So we kind of didn't end up together, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And what the like generally the working culture is in these bigger studios. Are you usually outnumbered by a bunch of males normally?
Yeah.
Did you find it difficult to navigate that environment?
What do you mean with navigate this?
Was it difficult to be surrounded in a predominantly male environment?
Yeah, I don't know if it's difficult. I was used to it because beside that girl that was studying with me in my semester, there also in university were a lot of males. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're kind of used to it from the beginning. Okay. It's not that you come in and then you're like, wow, I mean, this is not like 50-50. There's like all the guys. It's nothing that where you all of a sudden come in. So I'm quite used to it.
Yeah.
But of course, it would be greater to have an equal.
To have more girls.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you think that it's something that maybe a lot of girls are just unaware of as a career?
Yeah, I'm sure, because a lot of guys also are not aware of.
Yeah.
And I mean that's one thing. And then I believe also this competition that is in the car design quite strong, more than in other métiers or other jobs description or jobs that you do, is also something that might not be the first choice for girls, for young girls. I don't know.
But it is, I mean, it's a very, very competitive industry. And I mean, it can be quite testosterone driven. And you get along quite okay with all of that.
Yeah, I get along with it good. I'm also competitive, and I like this. But of course, there were times when it was not so easy, because imagine if you're alone, the minority somewhere, you always doubt yourself, because you always think there must be a reason why I'm in the minority, right? And you think there's not so many girls. Maybe girls shouldn't do it. That's what's going on in your head. And
did you have those feelings?
Yeah, of course you have it. But I think you always have it if you're in a minority.
Right.
Because you don't feel confident. It's hard to build up confidence if you doubt yourself.
Yeah.
And you doubt yourself when you feel you're alone and nobody else is there beside you. I mean, females.
Well, you come across as a confident person. I mean, I can't imagine you kind of being at all timid or intimidated by that sort of setting.
No, but I think it's just. That's what I meant when you start with it.
Yes.
You become confident when you know that you're good at what you're doing, right? But right at the beginning, when you go into somewhere and you're the only girl, then you're like, okay, am I right here, or is that good or not? And then you cannot build up confidence.
Yeah.
If you're doubting yourself, it's not. So it takes a while. It takes it was taking my studies to know, okay, I'm right here, and it's good to also, like, people want to hear my opinion as well, and it's good to have different opinion in the car industry, and not only that one opinion, which is coming from a male petrol head. Yeah. So there's loads of opinions we need, and that's what I was taught also during studies, and that will then end up in confidence, you know.
Okay. Would you say that you're a petrol head, or is it art first?
For me, it's more art than petrol head.
Okay.
Yeah. I do love cars and stuff, but I was never the right person to go into this guys' discussions about cars so deep in. Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess there's values that come from the petrol heads as designers. They maybe are more traditional have a more traditional approach to things, and I rather want to dig into new ways, and not going. I'm not so keen on the classical way of doing things. So and I've noticed quite early that this is also has a big value as well in the industry, to have people that also are able to think outside the box, instead of only doing the classical, have the classical view on things.
Did you get to the point of confidence, like, by the time you had finished your studies, or was that something that you still had to work on when you got into the studio?
I think it was quite. It was, or I developed it during studies, and then at BMW, I mean, it was mega great because you have lots of professionals there. Yeah, it's criticism is when you get criticism, you can do it that way or that way, and professionals know how to do it very well, and that's when you can really build up your skills and stuff. And the environment at BMW was super great to like build up confidence. However, you still have somewhere people that will tell you, sorry, what are you doing here? I mean, it's not the place for girls here. Or you have these guys everywhere. And when somebody says that, it's like, okay, wow.
What is your reaction to that? What do you say to that?
I mean, when I was younger, I didn't know what to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt insecure. But now I think, you deal with it completely different. Now you just ignore it because it's just not true. But it.
And it could also be jealousy as well. I mean, if it's a peer as well, or maybe not even a peer, somebody in a more, that's maybe been there a bit longer and thinks, well, I don't want this, young girl overtaking me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
They could be intimidated by that.
Yeah, that's probably a complex then.
Yeah.
And but with these people, you just ignore it at one point. Yeah.
Was there anybody that kind of you felt helped guide you through situations like that?
Oh, there were lots. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were looked after and also nurtured.
I mean, the people like Anders Warming, Chris Bangle, also.
Did you work with Chris?
Yeah. But only in the end, because there was the time when he left. Yeah. I think half a year later. Yeah. But he taught me a lot, and it was really amazing to talk to a guy that is so open-minded. So open-minded. I don't really have any heroes in the business, but I've got a lot of
admiration for him.
Yeah, he's great.
Because of that, and it just his brilliant thinking.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
And his balls as well. That's like, to go there and shake everything up is just like really inspiring.
There's few like him, but these are obviously you take everything from them and learn. This Anders Warming same way. Yeah, he taught me so much, and he also, there's no boundaries in his mind, and so he's so open for new things. Also Per Selvak, I don't know if you know him,
I don't, but Anders was talking about him as well.
Yeah, he was mentoring me when I was doing my diploma.
A Norwegian guy, right? Yeah.
He insane designer and super good.
Is he also an exterior guy as well?
Yeah, he's out of the car industry now. He's doing something else, but he used to be at BMW, and also he was working at Peugeot. But however, there's some of these guys, and you 100% stick to them. You just ignore the others that are like, okay, like a little bit of an ancient kind of way of thinking, and you go with the ones that believe in you and that just teach you skills.
Yeah. What did you learn anything about leadership from those people? Because obviously you are in a leadership role now, and like did any of those people inspire you from a leadership standpoint as well?
I don't know. Maybe when I think backwards, yes. Yeah. In this time, I was more focused on learning skills like
the craft of it.
Yeah, the craft and car design and all that. And back then, I mean, when I look back now, I think you can learn a lot from them. But still, now also there's a lot of people where you can learn a lot. Yeah.
Wow. That to have had that experience was like, that must have been a real dream.
Yeah, I came in and I thought I'm in the paradise. Yeah, so many talented people. It's crazy.
Anna, can you talk a bit about your workflow process? Like how do you like to work? Are you a more 2D person? Are you a more 3D person? If you were starting something from scratch, what would that process look like if you were working with a modeler, for example?
I'm half. I create sketches in 2D. Obviously, I would like to see try out the forms myself, either by hand sketching or helping with Photoshop to find out like going around the model and finding themes and see what works and what the proportion is like and what could work and not. So this is happening in 2D, definitely. And then when I work with modelers, there's like lots of different media, poly modeling or alias modeling, and so it's we just sit together. And at the beginning, if you're doing like the sketch modeling phase, you just work together and try out things. And if it doesn't work, then I go with the pencil and try out on the paper again what is better. And but I'm not modeling myself.
Okay. So you'll usually you'll do sketches and sections and stuff like that. You are now a manager as well. Is that right?
Yeah, so half. We have changed the structure a little bit so that you can do either you can design and you can also be manager in a way. And I was project leading for some projects as well, but I was also the designer for it. I believe in not only managing somebody else, but for some project, it makes sense to also be the designer for it.
Okay, but that's like you've kind of got the best of both worlds. You're still hands-on in the creative process, and you want, I guess, you want to hold on to that as long as possible.
Yeah. I mean, it's just sometimes really makes sense, and it's also very satisfying to produce sketches or produce get creative output in an object. Yeah, that's quite satisfying to sketch and do something instead of just making presentations and going to meetings and talk about stuff. So it's great if you can like kind of do it together, or if you find a way of managing and also designing. Yeah.
Do you have any creative endeavors outside of your 9 to 5?
I used to do lots of hand sketches and drawings on the side, but since I'm full on in my job, I don't do so many creative things outside of work, because sketching all time, all day, and I rather want to do something else in the afternoon.
Complete disconnect.
Yeah, I rather want to do sports or go into the mountains and or go out or something. Yeah.
Wow.
I really also think, I mean, of course, if you do something completely different, that's fine. But if you always do always do the same stuff, it's kind of, I think you need a break in between to come back with fresh eyes.
To be excited again as well.
Yeah, and find new ideas. Because if you always drawing, I also feel like you don't look at it from far away anymore, because you're so deep into it all the time. That's what I felt as well. You have to stop and then come back Monday with fresh eyes.
Do you still love what you do?
Yeah, I love what I do. Yeah. Mm.
Is there what are there any changes that you would like to see in the business? That comes to mind?
Particularly, you mean in
anything at all? Anything at all? I mean, it could be, the workflow process with regards to how you bring a project to life, how projects are managed. If you would like to have longer time scales or anything. I mean. Okay, I'll ask you a question. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the future of clay? Do you see it being eradicated completely?
I love clay, yeah, and I also think that surfaces made in clay are different than in alias. But what I think the problem is with clay, or the way how we do it, is that it's too slow. Yeah, as I have met some modelers that are very good in making quick, really fast clay models. That is awesome. Yeah, if you don't make it too precise but really rough, then this is definitely great. But I really think you can change things quicker in alias or in poly modeling.
There is there's obviously a lot argument for and against it, and there's a lot of people that believe it's completely out now. It's a dying craft. I know it can be expensive, especially if you don't have the infrastructure for it, so plates, etc. Having clay modelers as well, but I mean, you could also argue that digital modelers are also expensive, and as it's generally a mass market industry that we're in, there's always the quest for saving time and money, and as a result, a lot of places are reducing the amount of clay work that they're doing. Could you see it in 20 years having like no clay at all?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't wish it, because I love to work in clay, and I think it's a difference if you work in a full size model, and lines in the room in a realistic room are, for me, different to work in. But I believe the industry will not see the big value of it anymore, because you are faster in alias or poly modeling. Yeah, you are. it makes no sense to spend a lot of money in these clay models when you can have a roof lowered by 30 millimeters in 1 second.
Right. Yeah. Have you played around with the VR sketching tools at all?
Yeah, we are having them at BMW as well. Yeah. For me, it may be the whole software is not as developed yet. We are. I think there's a lot of companies also working on this, and just like we try it out a lot. It's not as it's
intuitive.
Intuitive. Yeah. I think you still have to get used to it quite a lot. So I rather do normal like hand sketching as well. Maybe it's not arrived yet in the normal workflow, because that would mean that everybody has this machine or everybody has this program. You have the room and all this, and for so and so many designers, I don't know if it's so.
Everybody's got a tennis court to play in. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean, maybe if the softwares would become better, it would be easier to to approach it as well. And if you train it, I think, why not?
The thing with it is, like, I can see the appeal of it and obviously the benefits of it. And, if you take the sketching aside for a second, you can particularly with interiors is really quite useful to sit inside and look around and get a more informed judgment as to the spatial environment around you. And then, of course, there's these VR sketching tools are, they're really cool. And there are companies now that are experiencing with surfacing as well in VR. What I'm interested to know is like how you would imagine this being part of the daily workflow. Do you think that this would just be an extra thing that you can use it or you don't have to use it, like the same way a tablet is there? You could either use a pen or you don't have to use a pen. I mean, because to me, a lot of the thing that is required, the whatever you want to call the thing that is required to put a car together properly is somehow control, and to control the silhouette of a greenhouse, for example. I mean, is that not going to be done better either on paper or in Alias, rather than like swinging your controller through space? I'm still not entirely. I mean, I think, as you say, the software is not there yet. But how do you see it being integrated into the workflow?
I think it would be. I mean, it all has to do how easy it is to use. As soon as you have to have some sticks in your hands, camera everywhere, a goggle, and you have to talk to somebody the other guy is standing also in this virtual room. I find it.
Don't worry, I got you. Yeah,
I find it like a little bit not so. When you want to talk about it, and let's say in a meeting, you want to talk about how do you like this corner or what we have to change. It's really better to be together and talk about this line and talk to each other as well, communicating in a proper way and not with goggles somewhere in the room. And I think as soon as there are all these tools, like with the goggles, and then you have these. You have these kind of sticks, right?
Yes.
They are gone if everybody can just walk around it, like holographic, or I don't know what kind of software you need for it.
Augmented, and everybody's got the same goggles on.
Then I think it becomes better to use, because I just don't like the status where you are so away from other people that are obviously in the process as well, like engineers and. So many people are involved in a car, right?
Yeah.
And you have to talk to the people, at least now.
Yeah.
And I find it disconnected when you are with these cameras in the room talking about virtual stuff.
Yeah, I like, for me, I'm quite interested in the tools, because like when the gravity sketch thing has been around for a while, but it was it's fascinating to look at and to play with. But I was just thinking, like, you know, how if you were to have a virtual modeling tool and or virtual sketching tool, whatever the case is, it's like, what is it really bringing to the situation? I mean, I understand you can have this big expressive thing, but you know, it depends what you're doing. You know, you've quite often got these really tight package constraints, and it'll be interesting to see how those things can be integrated in a.
But there's these meetings where people say, "What about we have the overhang shoulder by 30 millimeters or whatever, or if you can have the roof differently or the width or something." There are these meetings where I talk about it. If you could immediately do it by just touching it with the hand, like a 3D virtual object, and you could just move the corners in and say, okay, look, we can do it straight away. And then your bosses can, for example, yeah, I like this. That looks cool. Immediately, that would be good.
Yeah, and that's where when I first heard about not like after Gravity Sketch, there were a couple of companies developing the sketching and modeling tools, and I wondered like how that would work in the whole grand scheme of things. And I think that I imagined it being used not necessarily as a creation tool, but maybe in a design review, as you say, to make small changes. But again, it depends on the software, it depends on the intuition, and like if they could do what you've just said, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I believe there's not more creative work coming out of this if you use the tool instead of sketching. Let's say it like this. Yeah, I don't think the lines are particularly better, or the creative output is like in a better result just through this software. This I don't believe, but I think if you really use it for quick changes or see things in real size, instead of milling it onto clay, or then it would be really good. Also for people outside our design department that also have to look at the cars company
in another location.
That would be great to see then maybe comparison of cars, and then talk and walk around them and stuff, and talk what would we have to do, bigger wheels or what, and then you can just like take them and then you see, oh wow, this is like you stand in front of the thing. And you don't have to bring in competitors or you have to not do an extra model if you would have it there and walk around and then talk about and change it right away.
Have you tried the HoloLens out at all? Have you the Microsoft HoloLens?
No. Mm-mm.
Where it's like it's like augmented reality, and I've tried it out before, and it was really cool, but it's just got a lot of development to go to, you know, where you basically you put on you put on the headset and you can see the thing anywhere, you know, which is really cool.
Yeah. No, I haven't tried it, but I mean, the tools that we have, most of the time I get a headache.
Yeah, and it's just like the vibe is like a
because it's not like how your eyes move. Yeah, it's a little bit slower.
Yeah.
The program is slower. When you turn around, you see these pixels everywhere, and it's like after 20 minutes, you're like, "Whew, I'm feeling a little sick."
Yeah. Anna, what advice would you give to somebody starting out in the business today, or wanting to become a car designer today?
What advice? I would for sure advise everybody to question everything. Yeah, to always in every project you do, question everything, because it's really worth it. Then I guess success in car industry, or at least from what I can tell, and from what I see is a lot has to do with hard work. You don't get things as a present. You don't bring cars to the road just because, that was a gift from somebody. You have to work hard for it. It's not, even if you start into the job, there's still so much hard work to do. It's not that
that's just the starting point.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
You just you come into a studio and there's all these amazing designers around you, and you notice, wow, there's I want to learn this, and until you get this skill, you really have to work. It's not when you don't come in and then everything is done, and then you get production cars and then you get cool concept cars and stuff. It's not like this. It's still a lot of work, and What else?
What about the girls? Do you have a message for the girls out there, the young girls?
Yeah. It's really, don't be shy and don't doubt yourself. Just be confident of like willing to change mobility and also future mobility. Also with your ideas, because you also want to get involved, and you're also sitting in the car, and it's such a big asset to have all kind of people, like not just females, but also people with other religions and from everywhere, to have them in the industry. And I can only say, if you're thinking different, you have to go into the industry, because that's what we need. We need the diversity. We need different ways of thinking, and it's homogen.
Class,
like always the same.
Homogeneous. Yeah.
This is not. It's not good.
Okay.
It's not good. So yeah. That's probably so for all the girls, like, just go for it and try it out, and it's good.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Anna. That was great.
Thank you. It was great being here.
Thank you, Klaas. Thanks for looking after us.